The software you are now using was produced through the efforts of many people. Designers, artists, programmers, musicians, and lots of other hardworking folks. If you make copies of this software for any reason other than to make a professional backup, you are not only breaking the law, but raising the cost of software for all legitimate users. Please, do not make illegal copies of this game. Yeah, you heard the man. Oh, by the way, you will need the information contained in the printed documentation to successfully complete this game. In other words, it's not just the law, it's a good idea. Oh, those smarmy people of the Sierra Online. They're so smart and witty. But then again, I never got any documentation, so... I don't need no manuals. Wanted hero for the village of Spielberg. And congratulations, you have discovered the first bug in this game. The pun. It hurts. Oh, the puns in this game. There's so many puns, it's unbelievable. Now let's go for the introduction. It's not much of an intro anyway. It's just, hey, you're playing this game. Of course, great graphics and everything. So it is a great intro. Ooh, Sierra got burned. Told you I'm punny. Heroes Quest, also known as Quest for Glory 1. So you want to be a hero. I mean, who doesn't want to be a hero? See? So you want to be a hero. Yeah, you should be running away from that. That enemy you do not want to see in the game. Trust me. That is the dreaded Pterosaur. Or Terrorsaurus. Not exactly not sure of the name. Pterosaurus or Pterosaur. The most evil enemy in the game. Loads of HP and does a lot of damage. It is killable. You just have to train yourself into really high stats. So introduction is nothing more than just credits about who designed this game and everything. They did design the whole team, especially the Cole pair. What were their names? Lorianne Cole and Corey Cole, husband and wife. Designer team. They designed all of these four of these Quest for Glory games. There's 5, so they designed 4 of them. They were with the 5th one, but not much in it. Just a little bit of designing or something. They also made quite a lot of other games. They were in some Space Quest games, a few King's Quest games, and Conquest for Camelot and Conquest of Sherwood. But in a Conquest of the Longbow. Yeah. The Robin Hood game. They were in those 2. But yeah, now we're at the character screen. So as you can see, we got the fighter, the magic user, and the thief. All of them have different abilities that they can use to their disposal. The fighter, pretty much your typical fighter. That's it. Well, the names just pretty much say what they do. And you can pretty much imagine what they can do and what they can't. And I really do hope that me eating these chips isn't too loud. Because I got prepared for this game. I got my soda, I got chips, and I got attitude. That's all you need. Now the question is, which character will we choose? Because it's not just me playing the game, it is all of you participating with me. Love it that they didn't think of anything else than a magic user. Yeah, it could be wizard, sorcerer, mage. Nah, magic user. Because he uses magic. I guess they couldn't think of the official name for it, or just didn't think it would be cool enough to call him a wizard or a sorcerer. Because those terms, wizard and sorceress, are in the game. You will meet a wizard and a sorceress. Trust me. Now I'm not sure which one to take. Yeah, why not? Sword user and theft user. Although I don't know how you use theft. Thievery user? Sneak user? No. Steal user? Maybe. Thievery user could be appropriate enough. Or maybe they could have been fighting type, magic user, the sneaky kind. Or maybe because it's made by Zero, they could have gone with muscle head. Let's see. Musclehead, wise guy, and the rat. No. I'm not being very imaginative today. Do they differ in difficulty level or such? Not really. It's just they play differently in the game. If you want to get the most score for it's a Sierra game, so there's the typical Sierra scoring system like they have in their adventure games. You do stuff, you get score. The difference is the way these guys play in the game. There are different solutions to how you get some certain items from stuff and everything. And that is where their abilities are different. Some of them need to do something else before they can do the job at hand. Or they even have a side quest that they can do to get more points. So that is the only difference between the guys. Of course, the difficulty level difference is fighter is the strongest, magic user is the weakest, and the thief is somewhere in the middle. So when you go into combat, the fighter is the best for combat, magic user is the weakest for combat. Until you level up his spell skills, and his spell skills and magic and everything, then he will just destroy his enemies with one spell. So that's the only difficulty difference between these guys. Excuse me. Damn. Didn't expect that burp. I doubt it will happen, so I'll just better go with it. I'm gonna choose thief. You are chosen. We are a thief. We are a SpiderMwa. What a name of a hero. Woohoo! So here we have the attributes. We got strength, intelligence, agility, vitality, and luck. Of course, for being a thief, agility is always the most important. Then we have weapon use, the way the pretty self-explanatory how well you use your weapon. Parry is only for the fighter because he has a shield. Then his dodge is, well, dodge. Stealth, the only attribute that the thief uses. None of the others have stealth. As for picklocks too, they don't have picklock. And there's throwing, a fighter and thief have that, but the magic user doesn't. Then there's climbing, magic user doesn't use that. And magic, which is only for magic user. So that's pretty much the difference between the characters on the attributes. The highest attribute for the fighter is strength and vitality, while for the magic user is vitality and, of course, intelligence. Now you can attribute 5 points. You have 50 points, like it says, and it will attribute 5 points at a time. But if you use the plus and minus, you will attribute 1 point. Now for the thief, it's gonna need a bit of that. Now putting it on picklock is not necessary because it is very easy to level up, just like with stealth. Throwing, it's pretty decent to level up, and climbing is pretty easy to level up too. So it would be wise just to put all the points available onto your regular stats. But I will distribute the last 5 points on dodge, because we need to dodge. And maybe put it on vitality, because having stamina points and health points is always better. Any RPG you've ever played, you know you need hit points. No matter what your character is, you always need vitality. And of course, having more strength is better, so you can carry more items with you. I think that would be that doing. It looks pretty decent for a thief. At least that's what I think. Yeah. Looking good. So what do you guys think? Are we ready to go into battle? Start our adventure to be a hero? Or should I distribute the stats in some other way? Balance it out a bit. But to me it looks good. Actually, maybe do it like this. Yeah, that's a bit better. That is a bit better. Let's start the game. So you want to be a hero. This seems like a quiet little town. On the porch ahead of you are 2 people. The standing one is large, rather ugly, and playing with a yo-yo. The seated person smoking a pipe looks like he might be the sheriff. The man with the pipe greets you.
Welcome to our town. You are lucky to have made it down from the mountains before the snow blocked the pass again. It's gotten pretty dangerous outside of town, I understand. Many monsters have been trapped around here with the late snow. Between them and the brigands, we certainly could use a hero around here. I am Sheriff Schultzmeisterson. This is Otto von Goon, my assistant. What do you call yourself?
It's kind of funny that you already chose yourself a name and now it's asking what your name is, like you have to input it a second time. I guess it's because if you made a typo or chose a wrong name for yourself, you can fix it here. If you want to create an ultimate character, you can use the plus and minus trick to put 1 point in all skills, because you cannot level 0 skills. Yeah, I know that trick. But making a character with having all of those skills, it's kind of it's not stupid really, but it's kind of inane because you really don't need a thief who also can use magic. Having magic is helpful, yes, of course, but when you start using those magic skills, you really can't play the game as a thief anymore. Because the way the classes are designed to play the game differently for each character because of their skills that they have. So I don't really see the point of using the plus and minus, the 1 point skill trick, to have all the skills for one character. To me, it just pretty much breaks the game. I agree that it's more fun to play on a legit character. Yes, exactly. Play it on a legit character. That's a much more fun way to play this game. I once made a character that I used the 1 point skill trick, but it just requires so much more of grinding and leveling up those skills that he normally doesn't need to use. So it kind of makes the game more and more redundant, having to try and pretty much level up all of those skills that he doesn't need at all. So, my name is SpiderMwa.
Good luck in your quest, SpiderMwa.
Oh, thank you, Sheriff. Now let's and of course, since this is an older Sierra Online game, we use the parcel. Talk to Sheriff. The Sheriff informs you that he is much too busy for idle chit-chat. Oh yeah, you don't just talk to, you can ask about. Brigands.
There's a whole band of brigands hiding out somewhere in the mountains around us. They robbed the merchant just last week. Got a fair amount of treasure, I hear.
Well, let's ask about the merchant.
The one who was robbed? He's staying at the inn, I believe.
Ask about the inn.
Go to the innkeeper. He will help you there.
Can we ask about the innkeeper? The sheriff says,
You think I'm going to tell you everything I know about everything? Go look around and find things out for yourselves.
He's a smart man. Asking too many questions can lead you to trouble. So let's ask about the treasure.
Obtaining treasure involves putting yourself in danger. If you're brave, foolish, or lucky, you might get some treasure.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes with any RPG. Kill enemies and get their loot. So let's ask about the Spielberg, which is the town's name. It's kind of funny. Spielberg. Spielberg. When you translate it into English, it's a game town. Yeah, funny.
Just walk around and find out yourself.
Okay. Let's ask about the goon.
Otto is a big help to me,
The sheriff tells you.
He's very smart for a goon. His prisoners only suffer a few broken bones when he grabs them. It took a bit of doing to teach him how to bring prisoners back alive, but he hardly ever forgets now.
I guess that's a good thing. Let's look at the goon. There's more than a hint of ogre about this strange and bulky character. He seems cheerful, though. Well, he's got a very childish grin on his face because he's playing with a yo-yo. Let's look at the sheriff. Schultz appears to be an affable old coot, content to smoke his pipe. There's a hardness behind his eyes, however, that gives you a reason to believe that he's no pushover. Well, otherwise he wouldn't be anointed sheriff now, would he? Actually nothing else to ask about, so let's walk around. But of course, in this game, you can actually run. You just give the command, run. But also, because I'm a thief, I need to do this. Sneak around. Tippy toes, tippy toes, tippy toes. Now let's look. You have come to the end of the main street. The town wall is to the south. You have an eerie feeling that someone is watching you. I like that eye. It's kind of cool. Let's look at the magic shop. Not only does this building look weird, but it feels weird to be near it. Well, it's magic. Look at eye. There's no getting around it. A shop with its eye on you makes you nervous. Well, it would make anybody nervous to have that kind of an eye. Nice flames. Let's look at the old lady. She's deeply asleep in her rocker. Ask about shop. Okay, she's not very talkative today. So let us just leave and go to the guild hall. Look at the hall. You can just see a thin thread of light under the door, so there is probably someone inside. Well, let's go inside and see. This adventurous guild hall reminds you of the one in your hometown. The traditional moose head and other stuffed monsters, Saurus, troll, griffin, dragon, cheetor, and the terrible Antwerp, adorn the walls. You see the registration book on the desk, and the bulletin board full of job listings. The man seated by the fire must be the guildmaster. He is snoring. So every other old person in the town, except for the sheriff, are asleep. How very quaint. And look at trophies. On the walls hang dusty moth-eaten monster heads. You recognize the purple Saurus, the troll, the griffin, and the dragon. You figure that the black head must belong to the cheetor, and you have no idea what the four-eyed creature might be. You're also not quite sure why the moose head is considered traditional, but every guild hall seems to have one. Well, let's look at the moose head. The plaque under the moose says, courtesy of Sierra Online Prop Department. Nice! Inside joke. Let's look at the Saurus. You never saw a purple Saurus before you came to Spielberg, but it looks like a really stupid monster. The plaque reads, Saurus slain by Hans Halfwitten. Halfwitten. Nice. Let's look at the dragon. Even in death, this monster remains awesome. The plaque reads, Dragon slain by Baron Stefan von Spielberg. So he must be the leader around here because named after him. The town is, that is. It looks like it must have been a particularly nasty troll. You wouldn't want to meet him in a dark forest. The plaque reads, Troll slain by Wolfgang Abenteuer. Abenteuer, of course, means adventurer in German. Now let's look at the griffin. If I can type. This crossbreed of eagle and lion could have torn a man apart when it was alive. The plaque reads, Griffin slain by the Wolfgang Abenteuer. And now let's look at the cheetor. The head is like a panther's, but with a strong human-like quality. It is still rather frightening. The plaque reads, Cheetor slain by Wolfgang Abenteuer. Nice. 4 eyes. It is just as it appears. Well, you can always use your mouse and right-click. This is certainly a weird one. You've never seen anything quite like it. The plaque reads, Antwerp slain by 2 guys from Andromeda. If you do not know who the 2 guys from Andromeda is, you've never played Sierra Online games. And why am I still sneaking? I need to sneak in here. Hello. Hi. I wasn't talking to you, narrator. Poke, man. You will not need to use the word poke in this game. Well, the time is, it's midday on day 1. Good to know. Ach, I was busy. I didn't notice you come in. Welcome. It's so seldom that we have new adventures here. The most people think this valley is cursed. Oh, let's ask about these things on the wall. One day, years ago, a pair of dragons tried to take over our valley. The adventurers rode out to meet them. I guess it's Stefan von Spielberg charging forward on his black horse. He slew the one who sat on the wall above our fireplace. The other one flew off. People say that they can sometimes see that other dragon flying high overhead, but it has never dared to attack us again. Man, I chose the wrong type of voice for this guy. Watch out for cheaters. I bear the scars of my last fight with one of this day. I can't read today either. It's been a while since Schultz and I killed the one on the wall. It is fortunate that few trolls remain. They are deadly. I can imagine. I remember the day I killed one. It was the biggest one I had ever seen. It would have a tough fight, but I was tougher. You can see the result on the wall. One year, this valley was overrun by those odd and terrible monsters. Schultz and I fought long and hard to eliminate them completely. We might have failed even so, had it not been for those two peculiar tourists who came to our aid. Ask about tourists. They certainly were strange. Can I ask about Andromeda? That's where the tourists said they came from. Must be someplace up north. I sure never heard of it. Can we ask about the moose? That was the most vicious moose I ever ran into. Nearly bit my nose off. How about the saurs? Oh, those are nothing. Anyone can kill a saurus. How about the guy who killed? Not much of an adventure, but he did kill one saurus before he made the mistake of dangling with an ogre. So Hans Half went and killed a saurus and thought he was so good at adventuring he went after an ogre. What a moron. Anything you can tell me about monsters? You can see most of the types of monsters that live around here if you look at our walls. Pretty much except for griffins or moose or dragon. Everything else is around here. Brigands. There's a reward for anyone who can stop the brigands by capturing or killing their leaders. This information is on the bulletin board. Now let's ask about the guild. This is, of course, where an adventurer can find out where there is a need for someone brave and courageous. There are jobs on the bulletin board over there. It is also a good place to talk about adventures on a cold afternoon. We used to play cards here once a week as well, but there are too few adventurers in Spielberg anymore. They all died as the hands of monsters or brigands, or they just became too old. Ask about the sheriff. Schultz and I have been friends for a long time. He too has been a real adventurer. Now he is just the sheriff of the town. Ask about Goon. A goon is like an ogre, not the stuff, but a little smarter. We had two goons in town, Otto and Crusher. Can I ask about Otto? No, it just says the same thing. An ogre. Ogres are a lot like goons, but even meaner. Not as bright though. Ask about the book. You know, that reminds me very little of the time old Schultz and I... wait a minute, it'll come to me. If you ask something that he doesn't know anything about, he'll just, blabber on until he falls asleep. Maybe I can ask about magic? No, I'll just... Spielberg. Nope. about the Baron. Baron von Spielberg was once a brave protector of our valley. We used to adventure together when we were younger. No brigand or monster wouldn't dare show his face here if the Baron had not angered Baba Yaga. Now it is said that he goes nowhere and sees no one. Baba Yaga, huh? She is the center of our problems, I think. Baba Yaga is a powerful ogress. Baron von Spielberg tried to force her to leave this valley, but she cursed him. Now the Baron has lost everything but his land, and I don't know how long he will keep that. What our valley needs is a hero. Well, I am a hero, so to speak. Yeah. But with the Baron losing his son and daughter, all the monsters, Baba Yaga, and now the brigands, it has been one thing after another. Well, I say my thank yous. You're welcome. And he falls asleep. That's pretty much all the information I needed from him anyway, for now. So let us now sign the book. And the best line in the game happens now. You sign your name into the adventurer's logbook with a flourish. Yes, that is how a hero does it. With a flourish. So, what do we have? We have reward for return of lost ring. Inquire at the healers. And this poster is rather dusty and faded. The picture is of a small child with braids. Reward of 50 gold coins for the safe return of Elsa von Spielberg. Inquire at Spielberg Castle Gates. Hello, Apocalypse. Welcome. Reward of 30 gold coins for the capture or death of the Brigand Warlock. Description: short, ugly, and wears brightly colored robes. Has a habit of laughing continually. Sounds like a very annoying person. Inquire at Spielberg Castle Gates. Wanted, Brigand Leader. Description: unknown appearance, wears a cloak. Must provide proof of leader's identity. How can you provide proof if you even don't know what they look like? Reward of 60 gold coins and the title of Hero of the Realm. Inquire at Spielberg Castle Gates. Notice, spell components needed. Cash or trade for potions. Inquire at the healers. Yep. This poster seems to have been here a while. It has a picture of a handsome but arrogant young man. Reward of 50 gold coins for information leading to the return of Baronet Barnard von Spielberg. Inquire at Spielberg Castle Gates. Maybe I should be pronouncing the name now the way I just pronounced it, Spielberg. Nah. So nothing more in there. Let us sneak away. As you can see, I got 3 experience already, 10 puzzle points, and my stealth is going up. Because I keep sneaking. But I don't know why they have the puzzle point system there, because it's the score system that you can see on the top row. We can also, well, cast, but I don't want to cast because I don't have anything to cast. What I was trying to do was look at the not characters, the inventory. 5 food rations, 1 dagger, 1 leather armor, 1 lockpick. 4 gold coins and 10 silver coins. 10 silver coins equals 1 gold coin, so I have 5 gold coins. And also sneaking downwards looks like he's doing a little dance. Never played this series, only played King's Quest. Well, this is a very different series from the King's Quest series. While King's Quest, Space Quest, whatever quest were your typical adventure games, this has an RPG element to it. So it's not just an adventure game, it's also an RPG, as you can see. You got stats and everything. There will be combat and all sorts of stuff to do.